All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 3, Episode 15.
The fight with Enya is about to begin.
Yes, and justice.
Well, yeah, see, and see, she's gonna lure Polnareff away, at least for the beginning.
Right.
And that's why she's doing that, is because her stand is justice.
Right.
She wants it to be just us.
Or balanced, you know.
I see. I see. Although if she wants it to be balanced, she'll need to put on a bit more weight, because I think
that's true.
you know, like
that shoulder span, that you know.
Yeah, it really does a lot. It does
a lot.
Yeah.
The power of your plot armor is designated by the width of your shoulders.
Yep.
Wait, that's not exactly true, because basically, like.
Yeah. No, it's just in order to have a stand, unless you're Enya. Unless you're Enya. So that's actually a lot to build up Enya. Because
that means Enya must be
span.
really strong. Maybe Enya's true form is such with very large shoulders.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
All right, we're done goofing around, guys. Let's get into this episode and see how it all goes down. Nani?
Everyone in JoJo's that has a stand has at least a 3-foot shoulder span.
You know, like, this is either like Stendhal energy, like coming out.
Yeah.
Like the purple text, menacing. Just
Rob's just gonna be like, what? Starting right off with the opening.
The point of density.
If they're starting with the opening, that could very well mean that this fight is going to be insane.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a really solid, like, group fight, potentially versus one. Because she has the fog on her side, so there could be a lot of obfuscation.
And the jump.
Yeah, the little derpy jump. There it is, yep! Karima. It's just Tats, not Tatsu. Sekuran. Yes! Alright, ready! Vision the stand plan!
Alright, here goes.
I ended early, but who cares?
At some point, you're gonna pass out.
That means I did my job well. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wait, is the body literally like right over there?
I think she threw something over it, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. Get the hell
Yeah, it's right over there.
Oh my gosh. Oh. So why can't he see her stand being utilized?
I guess just because it's mist, he wouldn't think much of it, and it was behind him.
Oh, possibly.
Wow.
Oh my god. Triggered! Oh my god. Oh! Polnareff! Yes! Ah, she's just like... Yeah, you have, but it's hilarious. Oh my gosh! Yes! Ah, yes! Oh my gosh! Oh!
Wait, so he's
not dead.
He's not dead.
He's strong. Holy crap.
Oh.
Oh! Oh crap! Oh! Oh! Yeah. Yeah, yeah. How so? Oh. Oh crap. Oh, okay. Oh, dang. They're all controlled by the stand.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Holy crap, even the dog. Oh. Are you taking his needless gun to the fire? Run away! Yep. Oh, buddy. Yes! You can... Oh, what the heck? How creepy, yeah! Oh!
Okay.
They're coming from everywhere. Hiding?
We're just gonna try and break all the doors.
Why are you always getting attacked in the bathroom? Don't trust it.
They're
Don't
gonna
trust
come
it.
through the toilet. What is it with? What is it with Joe Bros looking through keyholes?
Oh! Oh, crap!
Oh, that's bad. Oh. Cut it off, bro.
Oh my god.
Cut your tongue off.
Oh, dang. Now laugh.
Oh.
Oh, that's so gross.
He's like, no. You
Anything but that.
You wouldn't.
Oh, wow. Gross. This is not the that we wanted to see. No, no. Anything but that.
He's trying to fight it. Like his tongue is trying to fight it.
Oh, Jotaro. Hey, Polnareff. Yes. And I did not. Oh, the shade, old lady.
That's a lie. He would never use the toilets here.
Yep.
このドアの奥か。そうですじゃ。トイレはそのドアを入って。この抜け作が。やはりまだガキよの。ポルナレフを殺せばあの世で息子が喜ぶ。そしてこのジョータロを殺せばディオ様がエジプトで喜ぶ。
Lord Dio.
そうだ思い出した。一つ聞き忘れたが。さあそう。
Oh!
危ねえ。
That could have been really bad.
Yeah, don't you know that's dangerous?
What a relief, nothing bad happened. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Same thing twice.
Yeah.
宿帳ですよ。宿帳にさっき自分の名をお書きになったじゃありませんか。
No, I
むせる
didn't.
な。空城城太郎ってね。
Oh.
宿帳ってもしかするとこれのことだ。
空城九太郎。
どこにも城太郎なんて書いてね
Get wrecked, Enya! Oh my
え。だから
gosh!
怪しいと思っていたのさ。
Yep.
みんなにも俺の名は呼ぶなと言っておいた。もうスタンド使いの追っ手ということがバレてんだ
Oh,
よ。
boom. Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Just beat the crap out of some corpses. Oh, that's disgusting.
実はカ
Oh.
一箇所でいいのさ。ほんのちょっぴりでいいのさ。術中にはまったんだよ、城太郎。
You can't punch frog.
拳で
Yeah.
倒せるか。切って霧が切れる。
And his face looks similar.
もっと言え、もっと言え。
That's true.
そういうセリフはもっと
Keep pouring on the compliment.
The
や
others.
れやれだぜ。
Oh, yada yada does it.
そのばあさんがあと1回呼吸したうちそのスタンドは倒れる。
何としては。
What? What's going on? Whoa! What? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You have got to be kidding me! This is amazing!
でこのばあさんの頭の中にも大好きな霧がかかったようだ。
Oh shoot! That one-liner was hot! That was hot! Stupid question.
ペンキ。
The toilet.
どこ舐めたんだよく聞こえんかったんか。
いいじゃねえかよ。ベロを消毒するからよ。早く薬くれ。
Yeah, just give me some medicine.
今なんか便器とか聞こえましたが。
Oh,
実はもう知ってるんだよ。
ひょっとすると長太郎からすでに聞いてるな。そのクソじじい。からかってやがったのか。薬はもういい。
わかったわかった悪かったよ。手当てしてやるよポルナレフ。
he's like,
便器。
thank you.
お舐めたから。
Oh my god.
しょう。その前長さを書き終え。
みんな外に出てみろ。なんてこった。ホテルの外に出てみりゃ。ここは。
Is that what it always was?
Right.
墓場だ。ス
Yeah.
タンドの霧全体で墓場を町やホテルに仕立て上げていた。
Wow.
墓下の死体どもと。
That's crazy. That's really cool though. Like, that's how powerful stands can be.
襲ってくるスタンド使いは何人いてどんな能力なのか。
Okay. But I
okay.
don't think she'll tell you.
そしてディオのスタンド能力はどんな正体なのか。
Yeah.
このばあさんからそれを聞き出す。
That's true.
我々は圧倒的に有利にテレビにこのばあさんの考えを映し出せばい
Okay.
い。
Whoa, is that the game
なる
plan?
ほど。墓場にはテレビはねえから次の街でか。あっ。ホルホース。
Ah!
俺の車を。俺はやっぱりディオの方につく。また会おうぜ。なんだ。
He's speeding in that wagon.
Right. She smiles right now. Oh, nope. Just to be continued.
Okay.
All right. Oh,
Okay.
Enya's done.
Alright.
And that was such a funny episode.
Yeah, like I was
Okay.
expecting something that was like intense and super serious and everything, and it
It
was.
was.
But
For the most part, it was really funny though.
that
like,
was hilarious.
like as far as like blending the horror elements of her stand with the comedy elements of just Polnareff being like, you can call me your son. Wouldn't your grandkids be running around here? And she's like,
I love miscommunication here.
Yes, me too.
Where people are just talking on different wavelengths.
Oh my gosh.
And this was that in spades.
But especially the voice actress or voice actor or whoever for Enya, just having all those, like, it was so funny. Oh my gosh. Because you feel for her because she's a mother. Right. You don't really care about her beyond that because she's just like an intermediary to get to Dio. But when Polnareff's just rubbing the salt in the wound about
not even meaning
even trying to,
like, he's trying to be nice and like,
and she's just like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to rip your brains out and make you lick a toilet clean.
Here's
that whole thing was so good.
Now does that mean like will Polnareff's tongue heal up? Or forever is he going to have this hole in his tongue?
I think he's forever going to have a slight hole in his tongue. So
like that could be an issue because then Jotaro could have a hole in his leg, but they didn't actually show the hole forming. Right. They just showed the blood sort of steaming out forever.
Right. I think the main thing that we can draw from this is that this was one of the scariest fights that they've encountered thus far. And
it was still a bunch of jokes the
entire time. But on the subject of the tongue, I think actually one of the quickest places that you heal is in your mouth.
That's true.
So the tongue actually might heal relatively quickly.
And this is JoJo's, so they can do whatever
they want. Yeah.
They made Hol Horse be alive.
Yeah, Hol Horse is alive. Yeah. Didn't he shoot?
But they said since the bullet or the gun and the bullet or whatever are the stand, he made the stand go away after the bullet was fired.
Right. So it made it seem like he killed himself.
Right.
But in actuality, the bullet entered. It left the gun, but it didn't exit out here and blow his brains out. Essentially. So it was a very clever. Playing dead redirect or misdirect. I say props to you, Hol Horse. You survived this whole thing.
Good job. Why are you going to see Dio though?
Well, you know what I think it is actually is that Dio, at the very least, is someone who might reward him for the information.
Sure.
Basically that...
Like, hey, just to let you know, they took out Enya.
Well, not only that Kakyoin and all the rest of them. I think he might know all that already. But I think the main thing is that these people that were sent were hired by Dio just to go kill them.
And he could say, hey, I didn't manage to, like, kill Jotaro and Enya died and all them, but I managed to kill one of them. I managed to kill Abdul.
Yes.
So there you go. I have a kill under my belt.
That's true. That's true. He can claim that. But Dio is the kind of villain where you don't see any other characters living long being near him because they steal from his spotlight.
Exactly. Yes. Which begs the question, with someone who's so good at staying alive as Hol Horse.
Right. Why is he going back to Dio?
If anything, it might have been a good idea to say, like, hey, this is exactly where Dio is. Please go kill him.
Right. And then I'm gonna go other side of the world.
I'm just gonna go very far away to somewhere else, and I'm not telling you where, and you'll never see me again, but bye, and there's the information. Thanks for letting me go.
He could also be the kind of person who's expecting compensation, like he's a little bit proud. Like he's not stupid, but he's just a little bit like, I did part of my job, so I deserve at the very least like 20% of my payment or something.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. But or maybe he's
$1 million.
Or maybe he's like, hey, Dio, like these guys are serious. I came here to warn you. Like, this is a big deal. I killed one of them.
Sure.
But I'm warning you because I'm on your side. Like, when you rule the world, don't
forget me.
Don't forget me. Like, I was someone that was... I always rooted for you.
Yeah.
Know that. Like, I just love Hol Horse because his name is so silly, but also the fact that he's got this vibe about him of, like, a survivor, but he almost went full Speedwagon this episode.
He did.
Didn't
he did.
You called it too. That was so good.
because he looks so much like him. He has the long blonde hair. He has the hat. And he was expositing.
He was just like, oh, exposition.
Yep. I mean,
yeah.
Not that anyone could ever replace Speedwagon.
Watch. Ever. They're gonna find him like 10 miles down the road with the car crashed and stuff. Yeah. And he's like, I need water. And then they're like, yeah, funny dude.
Okay.
They toss him in the trunk with Enya, and she's like, what the hell are you doing here? He's like, please don't kill me.
That was amazing. That was amazing what they did with him being like, Polnareff, don't leave me here. He's like, you killed Abdul.
You killed Abdul. Why
did forget about that?
Why would I?
I hope you die. That was awesome.
The fear that Polnareff experienced though was so evident on his face.
Because she almost made him lick a toilet, and in fact, he did. And as hard as his
See, I love that JoJo's is such a graphic show in specific areas, but we don't show Joe Bros licking a toilet.
No, absolutely
that's
not.
complete. Must be censored. We can't show
reprehensible behavior.
No, not just that. It's the kind of thing where that would lower the cool factor of the Joe Bros too much. Right. We just can't have that. No, sir. Especially Polnareff. Polnareff has deep character motivations and.
That's right.
And honor. Yes. Sort of. He might have lost all respect, though.
I was seriously thinking for a second there that Polnareff was going to have Silver Chariot cut off his tongue.
I think that would have been a really cool, last resort.
But then the thing is, then he wouldn't really be able to talk. And as we know, one of Polnareff's greatest weapons is his ability to speak.
That's true.
Whether it's against his enemies or his friends.
But, he could just go...
It's true. Okay, but what was that with Enya being all...
I just love that when I imagine her character, she's alone. One of the things that
Polnareff made that very clear.
Right, yes. But when she found out about Jay Giles' death, she had a connection to him. She had a very special kind of a weird connection to him. She was pained from the wounds that Jay Giles received in the same spots on her body. So that when he died, it was like a part of her died, and I feel like that snapped her internally. She was already a little bit crazy,
but she was
full
collected crazy before, whereas now it's
unhinged.
Yeah, unhinged.
And I think that's something that is small, but it actually fits a lot because we're going to get to see more of her character in the future now.
Right, because apparently they're not killing her.
Well, I think on the one hand, we found out how easily Jotaro manhandled Enya.
That's true.
His stand is pretty busted.
Yeah.
They keep reminding us
He's got main character syndrome all over that Star Platinum.
Well, not only that, he uses Star Platinum in very creative ways. Because he's a Joestar.
That's right.
I mean, he's a Kujo, but he's a Joestar too.
Right.
So
Joseph himself.
Yes.
Be proud.
Exactly. Proud. So I have confidence that at the very least they will get something out of Enya. It will not be a net zero effect.
Yeah.
But it won't be fun for them to hold on to her. Right. So I don't see her lasting into being in their party that long. Basically, I don't see her being in the group for more than 2 episodes.
Sure. Okay. One of the things I would very much like to see is more from Kakyoin, because we got that episode, but a lot of the stuff tends to be, when I think about it, it tends to be Polnareff and potentially Jotaro, because Jotaro is the one that will usually be the one that finds out about the one-on-one thing and intervene, right?
Right.
Yes. And not bother to have the other two follow along with him, when he goes to verify his findings.
Right.
But I would very much like to see
really?
Some more from Kakyoin, because I feel like even with the Rero episode, that wasn't really a Kakyoin episode.
No, I think Kakyoin is the character that we established earliest why he would have the most reason other than a Joestar to go after Dio.
Right.
So I don't think we need to go with him as much. I actually want more Jotaro. I want more
yeah.
specifically Jotaro character depth stuff, the kind of things that get into why his character is the way he is and such. Like, why is he so abrasive towards, Joseph? Why does
he's 17.
Well, yes, there's that, I know, but I would like still to get a little bit more into his character.
That would be pretty
I
cool.
also think that the main thing that this part of JoJo's is going for is having the true group dynamic, the bro squad.
Right, yeah. Because
and that's where all the charm and charisma is going to be carried forward, is them all doing their thing independently at different times with different magnitudes, but ultimately together.
Yeah, because with the other parts, it would be like, okay, Jonathan, Zeppeli, and Speedwagon, or Joseph, Caesar, and Speedwagon. So
Well, yeah.
So
and Lisa.
Yeah, and Lisa later on. And that was really cool. But this is something in a lot of ways, like you were saying, this is the first group dynamic, because back then it was the main character, the mentor,
and the side character,
and the side character, kind of best friend type deal.
Right. And this having it be more along the lines of them all being somewhat equals, but they all get their little chances to be more focused upon.
Have the spotlight.
I'm fine with not having a regular sequence of the spotlight. Basically, let's have some Polnareff focus when it's relating to characters that are directly story relevant to Polnareff. I think that Jotaro will ultimately be the biggest character of them all because he's the main character.
Right.
But I also really like it when they focus on the Joestars because they have the deepest personal reason to go after Dio because of
Mom's gonna die.
To mom and daughter in this case respectively.
Right.
So the thing they brought up was that Hermit Purple can look inside Enya's mind and project it onto a TV. That's really good.
Super helpful.
That's really helpful. So I think the thing about we have to remember about Joseph's stand, essentially, is that it divines information and projects it out. It's not necessarily just related to
seeing long
Joseph's.
distances or the Joestars or
right.
whatever.
It's about divining just information in general.
Gotcha.
Like it can kind of warn them about like really present danger. Or it can give them a map of the surrounding area.
Right, because, and that makes a lot of sense. It's taking something from Joseph's mind and putting it out there. So if they have Enya, captured, they could, theoretically do the same thing.
What they could do, this would be really cool. Imagine if they got her to a place and she's not being cooperative. So Jotaro starts asking questions. And he's so precise, he knows how to ask the questions correctly.
Right.
And, the stand, Star Platinum, draws the facial expressions she makes as she reacts to the questions. And then Joseph uses Hermit Purple to divine patterns based on this information using just what Joseph's observed, essentially, through the images and watching this interrogation, and then projects it onto the TV. And then it's like, oh, this is what it could be. I mean... They could
also just directly.
They could all just directly do it. I just think that there's enough story reasons as to how they could make it work the long way. But this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We don't even got time for that, so let's chop. Let's get to the heart of the matter. I think that means that in the next few episodes, we could be getting some good Dio stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe Enya won't reveal literally everything, but she'll reveal how she encountered Dio.
Yeah.
What brought them together.
Because one of the things that I've the whole idea of bringing Dio back. Yeah. Awesome.
Fantastic.
But if they made it so that they only met Dio at the end and we only really got time with Dio at the very end and then that was it, that would feel like something was missing, right?
Because we'll get him throughout, I'm sure. But it's not ever going to be the biggest thing.
Oh, no.
It's kind of like the Fire Lord in Avatar.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, but since they'll... this is... Now that Enya's out of the way, this seems like the ample time to now start building Dio up.
Right.
Potentially even have them cross paths with him, in the semi-near future.
But he's staying in Egypt until he masters his stand.
That's true.
So they shouldn't encounter him
until they get to
Egypt. I think that's what's going to happen, though. Is we theorized this a long time ago. Was that them getting to Egypt doesn't mean they automatically win.
Right.
They could encounter Dio before his stand is fully mastered, and it becomes this cat and mouse game where Dio is like laying traps for them and putting other stand users into their way.
There's a ton of amazing creative ways that they could do it.
Yeah.
Especially since they've built up Dio and his stand to be something that is so much to be feared, so far.
Like Enya made a point of saying, like, you will be unstoppable once you have, this stand's abilities mastered.
And granted, that word is fairly easily thrown
true.
around
That's
in anime,
true.
but still.
But the thing is, of all the stands we've encountered so far, they keep ramping up and getting crazier. So it's what couldn't his stand be? Like, there's almost nothing Dio's stand.
Right.
There's nothing off the table almost really for Dio's stand. I think there's a couple things that are like, well, that's just too wacky or too OP. But in general, it just keeps getting the hype build up. So it's like, oh.
And here's another thing to think about. Okay, so when Dio was in part 1, he was, he would be the super powerful being, but he was always constantly getting beaten by Jonathan.
Ah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
Now, that one showed a lot more up close, Dio scheming and doing all that stuff, right?
Right.
So it felt a lot more fitting that he gets beaten all the time, right?
Yeah.
But since they haven't been showing Dio doing any scheming, it's just him brooding in his dark tower or wherever he is, right?
Whatever he's doing.
That means that it's probably going to go very differently, especially since we have multiple main characters, not just random throwaway people that we bring in right before the final battle.
Yep.
So I get the feeling this is going to be one of those things where it's like, it's going to be like trying to take down like Darth Vader or whatever. It's like,
oh, really? I see it like more related to kind of how, Infinity War just came out. Marvel fans. I kind of think of it like Thanos.
Okay.
Like Thanos. Thanos alone with his strength is strong.
Yeah.
But it's once he's assembled all the plot devices into one thing, then he
once
he will be unstoppable.
All the back muscles.
Right. And Dio is essentially like that. He has potentially like the most overpowered, really strong, crazy, janky, whatever stand.
Yep.
And once he's mastered it, awesome. I think there's going to be a whole lot of other things that will make it not just like, my stand is so fast that whatever. Or my stand can perfectly predict the future.
Right, yeah. They need to make it something that's interesting or just so terrifying that it makes up for it.
Right. Yeah. So, I am not... Wait, what were you trying to bring up about how it feels like Darth Vader?
Oh, just the idea that it's... that when they face Dio, I think they could really get into something where we've seen Dio before, but we've never seen Dio like this before.
Well, yeah.
Right? Because usually when
he'll have grown, he'll have evolved, essentially.
Exactly, right. And the fact that they've shown so little about him makes me really excited for how they just make him be just pants-wettingly terrifying. Did you
just say that?
Like,
pants-wetting terrifying.
I don't know.
Okay, but I like that idea of having a huge boss battle kind of thing. That's what you mean by the Darth Vader bit.
Right,
gotcha.
right. And potentially something where it's like, okay, the good guys need to like run, kind of like a situation with like Wham in part 2. Not exactly like that, but
I would say just approaching it with strategy. Like at the very least, if they have any information going in to the fight with Dio.
Yeah, that would help them a lot.
That would help like tremendously.
Yep.
I do think though that we're going to be cutting it a little bit close on the time schedule for them if they don't have a Jeep now. So how are they going to get to Egypt in that short amount of time? They're going to have to go to another town,
steal a car,
grab a car somehow.
Yeah.
Who's going to be dragging Enya all this time? Are they going to make her walk now?
No, they just have a suitcase.
Kakyoin's like throwing her over his shoulder. It's like, Yeah. Oh wait, that would be Jotaro. Yada yada does it. You know,
Yeah.
Just like,
Or they just let they just let Polnareff do it. That way it's even more like mocking for her.
yeah. I think she would be like, don't touch me.
Hey,
Don't touch me, don't
if
touch
you
me.
give us information about Dio, we will make it so that Polnareff will never come within 20 feet of you for this journey.
We'll give you a Polnareff restraining order.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Like that could convince her.
Like, for her, she's a human being. She needs water. Like, she's not going to be able to survive without, being able to get out of here.
And if, say, Polnareff was the one constantly bringing her the water, I don't think she'd drink it. Even if, like, she was.
But
even
that's
if she
how
was
they
on,
can.
like,
That's
verge
how
of
they can
death.
motivate her to be cooperative.
Yeah.
As they're like, hey, shut up. Like, you think anyone's gonna listen to you? We're gonna be like, no, this is our crazy kooky old grandma. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
she's
doing
kinda
kidnapping that old
senile.
woman?
Yeah.
No, she's crazy. She's an old woman. We're helping keep her, keep her safe and stuff.
Yep.
That is a terrifying thing, though. If they bring her to an area where there's a lot of people, they could all become her army again. So they do have to be very
Yeah.
careful. And I don't think that JoJo's is the type of show that makes the protagonist dumb for the sake of plot. But they do have
They have
them
convenient things happen for the sake of plot.
right, and that's okay for the most part. But with this situation of having Enya being kept there, I'm kind of upset they didn't do the I'm a monk and this is my
Right.
meditation. Do not disturb me. I loved that. It's so horrible because that person's gonna die, But,
Right.
But with Enya, she's more dangerous.
Yeah, so
than
maybe
that
it's the keep
person
your
was.
friends close and your enemies closer,
Right.
But, yeah.
But
But at least they had Hol Horse bring up, like, hey, you should kill her quickly because she's
oh,
dangerous.
wait. No, that was an interesting thing. I forgot to bring this up in the discussion. Hol Horse said she'll show you, she'll tell you, or she'll communicate how scary Dio really is. And they were like, wait, what does he mean by that?
Right.
So, you know what I think could be? Remember how I theorized a while back that the stand users have some connection to Dio? And we haven't brought up the whole parasite fact thing in a while.
So you think she has one of those? It's possible.
I'm just saying, maybe
It's possible.
maybe what it is Dio. You know how the Joestars are connected to Dio, like they have that star with the
Yeah.
the whatever. It's because it's Jonathan Joestar's body and all that.
Right.
What if Dio has some kind of stand that is more about extending his influence, like and
Okay.
it is the simple one. It's that it extends what his natural abilities are as a vampire out.
Possibly.
Because then
I
he
hope
wouldn't
it's
have
not that because that seems too simple, but
it's
like,
the kind of thing that would keep him, like, I imagine Dio being so arrogant that he would hollow out a pyramid, make it his palace. He never has to worry about going out in the sun,
I could see that.
and then having some kind of power that gives him like omniscient, omnipresent range, kind of thing. And that's the kind of thing where it doesn't feel like Cars, where he becomes necessarily an individual being of pure power.
Right. It's that he has the minions and all that.
He has the minions and
Well,
stuff.
and they've done that so far.
Right,
So,
but they could have that be explained as like, where do you think like all these powerful people are coming from?
Sure. Yep.
Like, why do you think they're all so focused on the whole?
I'm just mass producing stand users. Like that's what I do.
I really hope it's not that. I really hope it's not that. But specifically from Dio, because Dio making other stand users, that just feels like something we've kind of seen in other stories before. And it's just
it's not bizarre enough.
It's not bizarre enough for JoJo's. For JoJo's, we want the nonsensical and the ridiculous.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, exactly. The whole horse. Hey. But guys, this is a great episode. Fantastically, stupidly funny. One of the funniest episodes of JoJo's Part 3 we've seen thus far. Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, if you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. You can get on our Discord with any kind of support, and you can chat with us about whatever. Yeah, if that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.